is going on, everyone? So the 2018 Oscar nominations were just announced earlier today. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys my reaction to all of the nominations I feel are the most important for this upcoming award ceremony, as well as, once again, my predictions for what I think is going to win at the 2018 Oscars. So what exactly do I mean by the most important nominations for this year's Oscars? Well, there are some categories here that I don't really care that much about, so I'm only going to go over the categories for this year's Oscars that I like and the ones I feel like are the most important. Alright, so let's just begin right away, and the first category I have up is Best Visual Effects, and the nominees are Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Khan Skull Island, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Well, I am pretty surprised that Khan Skull Island actually got a nomination because, in my opinion, the visual effects in that movie were pretty horrible. I have no idea how it got nominated, but everything else makes sense. Blade Runner 2049 had some of the best visuals all year, and I do think that Blade Runner 2049 will be taking home the Oscar for Best Visual Effects. So next up, let's go with Best Original Score. Now, surprisingly, this is actually one of my favorite categories because I feel like scores in movies are what make movies as good as they are. Sometimes when a movie score can be so powerful, it really impacts me, so I've always had so much appreciation for the songs played throughout movies. So this year's nominees are Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, The Shape of Water, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I think Dunkirk is actually the best out of all those scores. There aren't many times when John Williams has a new song for Star Wars. Most of the time, all the scores for Star Wars sound the same to me, but they're all excellent, obviously. I do think that Dunkirk will be taking home this award, though. I think Hans Zimmer is one of the best. Sound editing, another one that people underestimate, but it's actually integral to make a great movie. And this year's nominations are Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, and Star Wars The Last Jedi. Each, I think, is very deserving. I'm happy to see that Baby Driver actually got 3 nominations this year. I'm so happy about that. It was my favorite movie from 2017. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Blade Runner 2049 will also take home this Oscar. It makes the most sense because this is a very popular movie from just a visual and sounding standpoint. Best Film Editing. The nominations for this year are Baby Driver once again, Dunkirk, I, Tonya, I didn't see it, but I heard a lot of good things. Margot Robbie, I heard, was really good in that movie. The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I think that actually Baby Driver will end up taking this one because it's just so hard to film those car chasing scenes, and they were just done in such an excellent way. I absolutely love the action scenes in that movie, and that's why I think this one will take home that Oscar. Baby Driver deserves at least take 1 home, I think. Best Cinematography. The nominations are Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, and The Shape of Water. In my opinion, I think The Shape of Water should win. That was one of the best looking movies I've ever seen. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was just so beautiful. But I think it's pretty obvious to say that Blade Runner 2049 will also take home this Oscar. Like I said before, the visuals in that movie were mind-blowing. Some of the best I've seen in recent memory. Denis Villeneuve and Roger Deakins are 2 brilliant masterminds when it comes to visuals. Best Original Screenplay. The nominations are The Big Sick, Get Out, Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I really wish I actually got to see 3 Billboards. It's unfortunate I missed that one. But it is great to see that Get Out got a lot of nominations this year. I think that Lady Bird deserves to win. I think that was one of the best screenplays all year. And unfortunately, I can't really give an opinion on 3 Billboards. But it did win this award back at the Golden Globes. So I do think it'll win this award for Best Original Screenplay at this year's Oscars. Best Adapted Screenplay. The nominations are Call Me By Your Name, The Disaster Artist, Logan, Molly's Game, and Mudbound. Logan, I'm surprised, got an Oscar nomination. Usually the committee is not too kind to superhero movies, but it's great to see that. And I think here we will see The Disaster Artist win Best Adapted Screenplay. That makes a lot of sense. Best Animated Feature for the 2018 Oscars. The nominations are The Boss Baby, which makes no sense because that movie was really bad. The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. I think there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Coco was the best animated feature for 2017, and I don't think this should even be a competition. It will probably win this Oscar. It was an awesome movie. I just loved Coco. One of my favorites of 2017. Best Director for the 2018 Oscars. This is going to be a very tight race. And the nominations are Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. It's surprising that he did not get nominated for Best Director for Inception back in 2010. It's great to see him get nominated here, even though I think Dunkirk was a pretty overrated movie. Get Out, we have Jordan Peele directing that. Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. We have Paul Thomas Anderson get nominated for Phantom Thread, and also Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. I'm going to predict and say that Christopher Nolan will actually end up taking this Oscar, though in my opinion I think Greta Gerwig should win for Lady Bird, but we'll see. It's going to be a very tight race. Best Supporting Actress. The nominations are Mary J. Blige for Mudbound, Allison Janney for I, Tonya, Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread, Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water. I think Laurie Metcalf should absolutely take home this award. She was phenomenal in Lady Bird. And I'm going to go ahead and say she does take this award home. She was just that brilliant in Lady Bird. Best Supporting Actor. And the nominees are Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project, Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards, Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World, and Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards. 3 Billboards getting 2 nominations in this category. I'm going to go ahead and say Sam Rockwell will win this award because he also won the Golden Globe for this one. So I think it makes sense, but it's really cool to see that Richard Jenkins actually got nominated, even though I didn't think he was that great. And Willem Dafoe, I absolutely love Willem Dafoe, so it's great to see him get nominated for The Florida Project. He was really good in that movie. Best Actress, and the nominees are Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, thank God, Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Charlize Ronan for Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep for The Post. Biggest Loser in Oscar history, once again, gets nominated. What a surprise. I don't think she deserved it. In fact, I think that Michelle Williams should have gotten nominated here. She was snubbed without a doubt. She was great in All the Money in the World, so that's really disappointing she didn't get nominated. But out of all of these actresses, I think Charlize Ronan should win for Lady Bird. I think her and Laurie Metcalf were the best duo we've had on screen all year. Unfortunately, though, I don't think she's going to win. I think Frances McDormand will win. Best Actor at the 2018 Oscars, and the nominees are Timothée Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread, Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out. That is extremely surprising. I did not expect him to get nominated. Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour, and Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel-esque. Now, there's a lot of surprises there, including Denzel Washington. I never would have guessed he would have gotten nominated for this. This movie was very under the radar. I think it's pretty obvious that Gary Oldman will win this award. He did take home this award at the Golden Globes, so once again, it makes sense that he will win. I think besides the makeup, Gary Oldman himself was really good in Darkest Hour, so I do think he deserves to win this Oscar. And finally, Best Picture for the 2018 Oscars, and nominations are Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards. I didn't see about half of those movies, but Dunkirk getting nominated, I think that's kind of ridiculous. I didn't think that movie was that good. Like I said so many times, it was my most anticipated movie of 2017. Disappointed me, said so many times, but yeah, I'm glad to see Get Out actually got nominated. It's pretty shocking that that movie got so many nominations this year. I never thought that would happen. Lady Bird getting nominated, definitely a great choice. But unfortunately, there weren't many movies that I enjoyed that got nominated for this year's Best Picture. Baby Driver, Wonder Woman, Coco, Detroit had no nominations this year at the Oscars. So it really just blows my mind why that movie got no nominations whatsoever. But it is what it is, and I do believe that this year's Best Picture will go to 3 Billboards. That makes a lot of sense. It did win the Golden Globe for Best Drama this year, so I think that will end up winning this year's Best Picture. If it doesn't, that'll be surprising. I think the runner-up could possibly be Lady Bird. That movie got so much hype. Alright guys, so that's my reaction and my predictions for this year's Oscars. I know when I made my potential 2018 Oscar movies video back in August, those movies, a lot of them at least, did not end up making the cut for this year's Oscars. Some of them were not even that good. But I did get a couple at least right, like The Post and Phantom Thread. So if you guys have any opinion on this year's Oscar nominations, please let me know down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, if you guys are new to my channel, click that subscribe button, follow me on Twitter at SvenSulley, and follow me on Snapchat at SvenMovies. My next review will be for Maze Runner: The Death Cure. That review should come out on Friday or Saturday, so get ready for that review, guys. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next review, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.